Hello, 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 and welcome to another Q&A Thursday where I'm coming at you, Anthony Fisher here, along with Levi Gates.
Hey, Anthony, how's it going?
The soul of Dane.
We've captured and trapped him into this crystal ball, and as you can see, sometimes he'll be swirling around. He might have things to say. He might be popping in. We don't know.
We're not really sure, but it took a long time to get him in there.
It's still kind of angry.
Yeah, we had to extract his soul, right? We had to first off find a crystal ball strong enough to be able to contain all of his thoughts and emotions and all of his useless card knowledge. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find a ball that can contain all the card knowledge. And we found one, and it was actually clasped with these skeleton hands.
It looks great. It works well. And you know what? It does the job of keeping Dane's soul contained. And it looks good on my desk as well. So that's been kind of nice.
We've been passing Dane around the office. You know, I kind of had him on my desk for a little while. And you had him on yours. I actually brought him along with detailing a car with me.
You did.
So, so you know how he doesn't really like to detail cars, right? I just kind of place him on the hood along with me. So, you know, pretend that he's doing the work as well.
Yeah, sometimes he'll speak.
Yeah.
You know?
I've actually saw a bead of sweat drip from the side of the crystal ball to know that he was put in some work.
He was working. That's good. It's good to know.
So
anyway, it is Friday Eve here. It is the live Q&A. It's Q&A Thursday, everybody. Now, Dane is at home. He's a bit under the weather. We hope he's okay. We hope he's doing well. Who knows? I have no idea or confirmation if he is popped in or he's going to be in on this, but
I would really like just to say a few things. Or if anybody wants to say anything, just to remember Dane by, I'm just going to go ahead and place this picture here of him.
Okay, that's good.
As a tribute.
That people remember what he looks like too.
To Dane,
you know.
Yeah, and I mean, he's loved that black and white picture, and I like to think that his life in this crystal ball now,
it's still going to be good.
Black and white than ever.
Do stuff. You know,
still
gets to come on adventures with us. Maybe packing in. Maybe I'll take him to SEMA with me or something.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You know.
Apparently he's getting shy because my phone's starting to kind of.
All right, let's get to answering some of these here.
Levi, hold on. I have a little bit of housekeeping.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a little bit of housekeeping. So today is today the last day of September?
Today is the last day of September. Tomorrow, 1st October.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I've had my house decorated all month. Harvested pumpkins 2 nights ago. Yeah. It's everything's coming up Halloween. My house.
It's a good month, man. It's exciting. I'm thrilled because you get to get festive, right? Yeah. Do you have a Halloween costume picked out yet?
I don't. No.
Yeah, me either.
I just found out like this week that I was staying home for Halloween at least. So
dang it.
We'll be flying out the 1st of November for SEMA at 6 a.m. So.
Oh yeah, so that would mean that you are going to be.
I get to be here for Halloween, so do some trick or treating.
That's fun.
All that. Augie got his costume. He's going to be a knight.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm going to figure out what I want to do.
I'm sure, and I don't know. I think one of my favorite costumes ever. Well, I was thinking about, you know, I never like to do repeat costumes, but one year I dressed up as the Colonel from KFC.
That was a good costume.
Killed it.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I'm thinking I want to go with another old man theme thing this year if I can. If I don't do that, I might go with something simple.
Yeah.
Spaceman.
That's a good idea.
Right? Something. Take a fishbowl, put it on my head.
I think that's a good idea. I like that.
But we're coming up on October, so that means that we're planning out some really cool sales. And one thing that I really, really love is that Nate, who Next Day Nate, you guys know, has been coming up with some new shirt designs.
Like this Dreammaker shirt. I mean, the stuff that he is coming up with is literally insane. And I know for a fact he's super proud of this Dreammaker shirt. You can pick up yours, too, right now. It's on sale at theradcompany.com. You can get it.
So, Levi, let me say that while he is proud that he made the Dreammaker shirt, he almost said that, guys, I feel like it's a little bit too simple for how creative I am. And we said, okay. Just make the Dreammaker shirt because people want it.
I felt it was very creative.
Where can they buy the Dreammaker shirt?
Theradcompany.com.
Theradcompany.com.
And it's limited.
No, seriously, it is limited. Like, we only made so many because it was a hard push.
Yeah.
To try to get them made, and but we want you to join the Dreammaker squad, right? And pick up a shirt at theradcompany.com. But also, he's making some new shirts, right?
We'll say they're crazy.
They're awesome. I think probably some of my favorite shirts. Actually, no, they are my favorite shirts.
Favorite designs. We haven't chosen one fully yet.
I want all of them.
I do too. Yeah. I think they'll be great. But it's going to be a new Halloween-themed shirt in time for Halloween.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Right now we've got a sale going on. You can pick up your Dreammaker shirt. What else is going on?
So besides that, right, we have that going on. We are, again, kind of plotting everything around for SEMA coming up here in the next month. So 1 month from a month and a day.
Literally,
right?
Yeah.
We'll be at SEMA, so we're getting things planned for that as well as just some other video content around here at the Rag Company. And we are still on the lookout for more garage tour possibilities. We actually had a guest come in last week.
Dan showed up.
And he was super cool and showed us some pictures of his garage and said, "Come on out." So we want to plan some more garage tours. So if you're local to the Boise area, or if close,
we'll drive
range,
to Emmett.
We'll drive to Emmett.
If we have to.
Don't know about Emmett. However, I would drive to maybe Kuna.
Okay, well, you drove to Star, which is almost farther than Emmett.
Yeah, it's just a lot cleaner. So, jumping into it. Question number 1, we got Darian Lee. Dane, take this one. I'm kidding. You're a soul stuck in a ball. You can't talk.
Darren says, I bought a 2020 Lexus with almost white semi-aniline leather. I noticed slight color transfer and a couple dirty handprints. What ColorLock kit should I buy? I want to protect and prevent future issues. So, white semi-aniline. You are going to need to purchase the aniline leather cleaner. That's the one you're going to have to use, and you're going to have to buy it from ColorLock.com. That's the only place you can get it. We don't carry the aniline kit yet. But we got Ram in town. He'll probably be here for Monday's podcast, and we can talk some more about it. But the Aniline cleaner came out last year, and it's available on their website. We just don't have the kit built for Rag Company yet. So, but that's the one. Aniline doesn't have a sealant on it, and so you're going to need to make sure that it's a proper product for that. And they do carry, I think they carry a refresh. So I'd reach out to ColorLock.com and see what you can get done with that. So. All right, let's see here. Go back here to the third page. Dan Pfeiffer with a great big Rag Company. Good afternoon. Happy Friday Eve. Is it time for a word up from Minnesota? What's good this week, bros?
It is time for that.
It is time for that.
We got RSX Freak 79 coming at us with, "Sup, fellas, what's the best way to clean the edges of my Tacoma's TRD sticker on the side of the bed? My truck is white, and the dirt around the edge is very noticeable."
Great question. Thanks. I would say hot O&R on a towel.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Especially along PPF or something.
Yeah.
Just get that hot. Make sure it's hot. So hot you can't even stand it. Like it's burning your hands.
Like, ouch.
You're like, it's so hot. And then wipe it. Yeah. It'll clean it a lot easier. It helps kind of the heat emulsifies all the dirt and stuff. So,
yeah.
All right, next, Alex Dua saying, Happy Friday Eve, TRC.
Sorry, Levi.
Best day of the week. It is the best day of the week.
And why is it the best day of the week? Because apparently you have an order here.
Oh, it arrived?
What?
Wonderful.
Oh, my. On a golden platter?
Wonderful. Thank you, Glenn. Oh, look at these delicious tacos, al pastor. With
Glenn, did you literally have a microfiber towel draped over your arm?
That was amazing. Thank you, Glenn.
That is amazing.
I've been waiting for these tacos for a few hours, so the fact that they finally arrived, I'm very excited.
I just had to do a swallow because they look so delicious.
They are delicious. Very excited about that.
Fortunately, business is actually going to
They're
business.
There is a little taco shop down the street from us, and they are closing. They are retiring.
Yeah.
And so we thought, well, I should buy some tacos from them.
Now, their tortas are some of my favorite.
Their tortas are.
They're absolutely delicious. Tacos are very good as well. It's too bad. This was Juan, our fellow TRC comrade, is one of his favorite spots to go to for lunch, and unfortunately they'll be closing
when we were
soon.
there the last time, he was very upset. So,
moving
Anthony,
on.
Can you get me a drink?
A drink?
Yeah, from our friends at New Air.
Are you going to use that fancy glass?
Oh, what, this? Possibly.
Okay.
Fill it up. Let's see.
Pepsi?
Yes,
Sugar.
that's all we got. I'm going to go hard today. I'm going to try and get some of the magic energy. I got to have some of Dane's magic in me.
Well, we can't always have all of Dane's magic in us because it's currently inside of this ball, swirling in a milky white fluid.
It's very hypnotizing.
So, moving on, TR6 Freak 79 says, has anyone used Polestar on rubber mats? Curious whether the protective chemicals would darken the mats compared to cleaning them with Green Star. So I have noticed a slightly darker, I guess, sheen to it when using Polestar on most things. I did use Polestar on mats. It looks awesome, feels awesome. It doesn't make it slippery at all, so you can use Polestar to absolutely clean those. And I've been using it at 5-to-1 dilution on mats, and it works great. So Darian Lee says, hey, fellas, what do you use to polish chrome and the fake plastic-looking chrome?
He also says, what would be good for removing water spots on glass? I know exactly what he should use. Clarity cream.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up a bottle of Clarity cream, Darren. You can use it on your glass and the chrome, especially the plastic-looking chrome. Just put it on a towel and just rub that chrome. Same thing with the glass. You can do that, or you can put it on a pad. You can buff in the glass. You can do a lot of stuff to remove water spots, all that stuff. It's really good. Dan saying, man, I didn't realize how much work went into building that studio. Great job, TRC. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Hans Closen is up and ready to get his party started. Says, whoop, whoop. What's the scoop? Just us, man. Dane's trapped in a crystal ball.
Yeah. Alkaline Trio says, with the daily temperature reaching 45 degrees here, I've taken to O&R washing in the garage. Can O&R be reheated in the microwave?
I probably wouldn't do that.
Any recommendations for washing related vehicles?
So,
Dan, you know the answer to that.
Yeah, Dan, go get one of those feed heaters. It's like you put these electric heaters in a bucket to keep the water from in case it's thawing or freezing or whatever, and it'll warm it up. And it's just an inline. It's just a heater you stick into a trough. But you could use it for a bucket as well. Warm up that water a little bit.
It's like a metal.
It's like a metal prod. Yeah, just stick it in. It might melt your bucket, but be careful with it. Normally they go in a metal bucket or a metal trough, or
you just work really fast.
Or just dump it out and make some new, or only use like a gallon.
Hello, TRC team. Followed up with Dan Pfeiffer says, first from Puerto Rico, yo.
All right, now replying. And Ed saying, hey, TRC team. Darren saying, the vehicle came from the factory with dark wheels. Anything I should use differently? I always just use Recep on them and foam them. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. That could work. All right, Dane Show. He was able to figure out how to get his persona into here.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that he is stuck inside this crystal ball, yet still able to type comments.
Should we turn off that feature?
Extremely uncomfortable. I don't know, man.
What else if he's able to make it from the crystal ball into the iPad, what else is he able to do?
We can try to do a Dane Eats episode where you could place a taco on him and see if it absorbs into the...
That's an idea. We could see that. Let me just... I don't know if I want to put a taco on there. Maybe I'll just put it near it. We'll see if that helps it. So.
Just start sucking up into the...
Oh, no. How's that work? Oh, witchcraft.
Where does it come out? Moving on. So
Jeff C
says, I know I've asked this question before, and I've since forgotten. If I use ColorLock conditioner on my 9-year-old seats, should I then follow up with sealant or just reapply conditioner as necessary? So basically, just like with paint, if you were doing a sealant application, you could follow up with conditioner applications if you want to. But like Ram told me, he says if you go with conditioner, you can stick with conditioner. As long as you're conditioning your seats, you're fine. Conditioner works great for seats that have already been well worked in or well used, whereas the sealant is great for new seats.
Or refreshed
seats, right, that have been completely refreshed. And then from there, it's just like you condition them as you go, right? Or you wait and do a full application of sealant again. It's very similar to paint. Think about it as the same thing as paint, right? If the sealant is your ceramic coating, then a conditioner is going to be your topper that you're going to top off every few months. RSX Freak 79 says, thoughts on Optimum Instant Detailing Gloss Enhancer as a drying aid. How does it compare to other drying aids you've used? So the Optimum Instant Detailing Gloss Enhancer was it was and still is a great all-around quick detailer.
And it was literally the first quick detailer we ever carried.
Yeah. And I don't have any complaints.
It's a good standby.
It's a good standby. Feels good. Smells good. Works good at making gloss pop.
I still have a gallon at home that I mix up, and I do a 3-to-1 mix with it with distilled water. And it's great for those times when I use it as my emergency. If I'm out of something else, that's what I reach for and grab, because I know it's always going to work no matter what.
Well, and their instant detailer and gloss enhancer does, in fact, have some cleaning properties to it as well. So it makes me feel a bit more confident. So basically, very, very, very on par with like PNS paint gloss. Just kind of a pick your flavor, man. Go with it.
All right. Jimmy Moto saying, happy Friday Eve from Detroit. Just got tracking info from that rag company.
Nice.
Woot woot. Now, Poets Flamel and Hans were just yelling out things. Very exciting. Dane is back again.
Oh,
he
my
says,
gosh.
I have so much of that useless trivia knowledge. I'm glad to see you guys using my Eternal Form as a desk accessory.
Dane, this is not a desk accessory. Do you think that we wanted to find this crystal ball?
Look, we provided tacos and some Pepsi for you.
It took us
Al Pastor
so much
even.
work to be able to find this and capture your soul into this. It's been ages since I've cut alive. Happy Friday Eve, gents, says Rob.
Dan Pfeiffer asking if Dane has COVID again. No, he's just not feeling good today. He said he wasn't feeling good, wasn't going to come in just to be safe. We said, not a problem, man. So, Jamie the Cleaner, I knew Dane's decision to move Wash Wednesday to Tuesday was going to be his last. Well,
that's when we started seeing him act a little different, right? Yeah. And that's when we started thinking, okay, this might be the time where his body may be passing, but his soul is still very much alive.
True.
So that's why we had to transition to the magic.
We want to keep him around. Yeah, we might have questions that need answered.
Or just Photoshop work in general. Thumbnails.
A lot of that, yeah.
Thumbnails. We just set this on his desk and thumbnails
all of a sudden appear. It starts working. It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. Poets Flamel says he wants that sexy Dreammaker shirt in the Netherlands ASAP.
So we have multiple people in the Netherlands that want the Dreammaker shirt, including Hans, who wants the shirt off my own back. But I don't know if anybody noticed, I'm wearing an O'Burke shirt today that I love.
There was a firefight after struggling through Boondock Saints. I've ruled that Levi is officially not allowed to make movie recommendations anymore. It's been that long since I've been on a live. Rob,
struggling through the Boondock Saints. Who says that?
Usually people with low IQs.
I guess so.
It's a very smart, hip movie that many people. It's just a cult classic. That's all.
It is. It's
great. And I understand. If you've ever watched the behind the scenes documentary on how that was made, it's insane that he was even made in the first place. So,
yeah, great movie.
Good, one of the best. Next to Highlander, #1 movie
Get well
of all
soon,
time.
Dane says post Sentinel. And then a lot of going back and forth. The Dan Pfeiffer, Hans Closen, the boys.
Dan saying, will TRC be selling PNS Epic? Yes, we've actually placed an order for Epic. We don't have a date as to when it will be available, but we used it the whole time we were down in Monterey for that whole week doing some waterless washing. And Anthony and I both fell in love with it. And so we thought we'd add it to the lineup. Levi and Anthony afternoon to Dane behind the curtains. Take care, my friend, from Kirby Thompson. And then Dane show, but yes, to answer your guys' questions, I feel like garbage. I hope everyone else is happy and healthy. That's why we had to trap him.
Yep, thanks, Dane. We hope you'll get better soon.
Carissa saying, hi, feel better, Dane. Ryan Rigdon saying, her well soon, Dane. Dane show saying, thanks all. All right, Carissa says she has a all-chrome motorcycle coming and was asked to ceramic coating it. Advice on product and prep, thanks. If it's all chrome and not chrome wrap, it's going to be very hard. That coating isn't going to last as long on the surface. Yeah. So,
there's just a lot of potential there for some things to go wrong. With like if there's any high spotting or streaking.
I'd probably just use C4, G-Technic C4 as best
trim coating?
Or not C4, C5, the wheel coating.
Wheel coating, yeah.
Use that on the metal. And then any of the painted stuff, or if it's cleared or it's vinyl, you could probably just get away with regular coating on that plastics and that. So, but yeah, Carissa, that's going to be
Chris is getting all these motorcycles.
Yeah, she's the motorcycle master. Jamie the Cleaner, though, I forgot that one. Says the Dane show lives. Get well soon. And Despacho, do you prefer cloth or leather in your car?
I'm a leather guy.
So I have cloth in the Elantra because I need the grip. You know, when I'm taking those turns, I got to have that grip. Yeah. You know, in the Suburban, it's comfy. So I got the leather.
Yeah.
And in the Camry, because it's a sport model.
Yeah.
2014 Toyota Camry Sport SE.
Ooh.
Paddle shifters.
Yeah.
It's got leather on the sides, and then in the center, it's got some tweed
grip inserts.
Yeah, so you don't, you know, so the kids in the back aren't sliding around.
Yeah.
You know. How about you?
If I could do it, so this is my thoughts on this. I think that if I could buy a new car someday, I think if I were to ever buy a new car from like the lot or from a dealer, right, I would go with leather because that leather will have always been in my care. Does that make sense? Right? Because I feel like with a lot of used cars, leather gets used and abused, right? People sit on the bolsters in the wrong way. People don't care about it. You know, they get in with their keys on their belt or whatever it is, and it gets kind of jacked up with time. It can get jacked up with time. But I like the durability of leather, and I feel like that if I started fresh, right, and I was able to put maybe the ColorLock sealant on it from the get-go and maintain it and condition it and keep it going, I think I can make that leather look like new 10 to 15 years later down the road for that car. Whereas I feel like with cloth is just kind of I don't know. Cloth is fine. I think that cloth can hold up just as well. But I think from like a visual standpoint, there's just something like black leather or red leather or even red leather.
I love red leather.
That like gets me going. When I open up a car and I see that, I'm like, wow, that looks nice.
For a while, BMW started in some of their models, they'd start putting in that different colored leather. And that was really a neat feature. They started doing almost 10 years ago. They started doing that.
I also like Alcantara, right? So I'm completely fine with Alcantara and leather. But that's the thing, other two. I like a little bit of like I like the combo seats, the seats that have a little bit of something, right? Or a multi-textured seats that maybe if they're using this type of leather here, maybe there's like a perforated leather here, maybe there's like a insert of something to make it more exciting. But yeah, if it was cloth, right? Alcantara, if you want to consider that to be a cloth, all about it. If it's like what they're using in the new Toyotas, or like that weird.
It's not even like real leather.
Not the leather, the fabric.
Vinyl, the fabric,
the fabric that like feels like a curtain. It's like
it's very rough.
I don't like it.
Not soft. That's what I like about the Elantra. It's one of the last years we actually did the real nice velour upholstery.
Well, that's what my Honda Civic has.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Same type of feeling.
Until the velour
feels very high quality.
Until the velour wears out completely and you're just on a rough patch of base material, it is quite nice.
Yeah, very, very delightful. Dane says, despite all my rage, I'm still just a soul in a cage. Crystal ball. I think one of those tacos disappeared while we were talking.
I think it absolutely did. There's was 5 tacos now. There.
Yeah.
There's only 4 now, so that's getting kind of crazy.
Dane keeps eating our tacos. All right, Minuteman Productions saying, I bought the Rag Company Gold Towel Kit and PNS Paint Gloss and Dreammaker. I've now seen the light. Congrats, man. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. David Cervantes says, what's up, guys? Happy Friday Eve. I miss you all. Sadly, I won't be able to stay for the live, but I'll be listening tomorrow at work. Have a great evening. Thank you, David. Appreciate it, man. Gerald Herring.
What is your guys' go-to method in upselling for details? How do you get people to go a little further, buy a little more? Do you do the work and then expect them to pay for it?
So, no, don't ever do that.
I did all this extra. It's going to cost you this much. Hey, that's not what we agreed on, man. Are you sure?
Yeah. No.
It's done.
So there is that adage, always upsell, always upsell, always upsell with your customers. Like try and get as much as you can because you never know when you can't. But I was never of the opinion of, hey, get one of these, get one of those, get one of these. Because my buddy Wayne has Les Schwab. Over on Broadway, and whenever you take your car in, even if it's for an alignment, they check the brakes, they check this, and they're like, hey, your brakes are pretty bad in the front, you got 10% left, we'd recommend doing them, or your struts are pretty much gone, we'd recommend you replace them, this is the price, we could do that for you today, would you like to do that? But they don't, right? So my big thing is I don't ever have the money to be able to do that. So, like the Elantra, let's say they want struts, it's $500, whatever. I'm in there to get the tires rotated and maybe get a flat fixed or something. I'm not planning on
You're not ready to tackle that.
I wasn't planning on it. Not like, oh yeah, golly, while you're there, go ahead. I don't have them. I'm not one of those guys. I've never been one of those guys. While you're there, do all these things too. Unless I'm walking in, like when I took the Suburban in.
Well, if they said, hey, we're gonna, I guess, what's a cheap something that you can get done in the shop that it's just 10, if it was like a 10 or $15 charge.
Right. But that's what I'm talking about.
If it's something where you're like, oh, I really don't want to do that myself. I don't have the time to do it. Just knock it out.
Right.
That's the realistic thing.
I'm never the customer that will say, like, if I walk into a detail shop and I'm expecting a single step polish and or just an interior, I'm not the guy that's going to try and upsell you on an exterior ceramic coating, 5-year coating. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make sense. But if I'm working on the interior of a car, and let's say it's wintertime, I'm going to say, hey, so I'm including a wash with the interior detail. If you'd like, I could fabric protect your carpets, your upholstery, and I'll do a glass, I could do a glass coating, or I could do a spray sealant.
Yeah.
And I'd combine that, and I go, $100, I'll do all 4 of those. I'll add that onto your detail. That makes it a little easier. Or the customer will go, oh, all 4 of those for $100. So what's the cost a piece? I said, $25 or whatever. Because really, what am I doing? At the end of the day, I'm spraying fabric sealant on seats for $25 and carpet for $25. I'm spraying bead maker or CTV3 on the exterior for $25. They're not heavy labor intensive things for me to do.
Yeah.
But when I did coatings, I would sell a window coating, or I would sell an additional, like, hey, we're going to do the wheels. We'll take the wheels off and do the barrels or do the faces. I'd sell it that way. Something that, and it was very low price point entry, but I do a lot of those.
Oh, okay.
That way I could get people to go like, well, I could break that down. That makes it more easier for me to swallow. I don't know. How about you?
I would say that, like, I would just educated them and said, hey, this is what I can do. This is what I'm capable of doing. And if I saw something that, let's just say, out of the looking over the car and pointing some things out, right? Like rock chip repair, easy thing for me.
Right. Yeah.
Super easy thing. The second I tell them, hey, I can fix those rock chips, it's like, no, really, you can? Like, you can do that?
Yeah.
Done deal. And so there's certain things that I know that I can do, that I can offer, that turns into an upsell, especially if it's in a full polishing job or full detail. Yeah, I mean, that or hey, there's some weird smells in the car, right? And if you happen to have the equipment and you happen to have the stuff, right? Oh, I have an ozone machine. I can do an ozone treatment on your car.
Right, that too.
Right?
Yeah.
$50. I'll throw in an ozone treatment on your car. Okay. Does it cost me anything? No, because I already bought the ozone machine.
Yeah.
And then I just run it for 30 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever the heck I'm running it for after the detail's over, right?
Yep.
I
always did those upsells.
Yeah.
I always tried to upsell something that didn't take any more extra time for me to do it.
I was already going to do it. It's the stuff you already have, right? Yeah. Or if it's a more premium product or more premium version of something that you already have.
And it's always easier to sell it that way.
Yeah, and you just let them know, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, most of the times I've done coatings, right? And I kind of explain people, right? Especially if I'm using stuff here from the rag company, if I say, hey, gloss coat's a 2-year coating, right? And if I say, hey, Bor can jump into CSL and EXO, right, and get you about 3 years, typically is what I'd get after this, right? Or go into Legend, 5 years plus. They'll almost always go for the highest amount of durability.
Well, especially when they see the cost. When they see the cost breakdown. If it seems reasonable, a lot of people do that. And so I think, Gerald, it's a lot of just, like Anthony says, you got to educate your customers. Give them a little info. I used to also do this when I had my pamphlets. They'd get a detail done. I would circle the service that they just completed and date it of when they did it. And then that pamphlet went in the car. And then I'd usually say, hey, we did this. Maybe next time think about these items. And I'd have a la carte items on there.
Well, what's cool too.
And I'd say, think about this next time. They're like, oh, that's a great, okay. And then they could see, wow, I paid this much money for this package. I could spend another $150 or $200 and get this next package or a little more. They have a year, they have 6 months, they have 3 months, whatever time, they might go, you know what, maybe on my next car, I'm going to do this. I want to do this package. And it's more money. You may not get the sale that day, but you get it later on.
Well, and especially with coatings, it's kind of cool because most of the coatings, at least most of them, are coming with a coating sticker, right? Basically, like a verification sticker, or not verification, but like a completion sticker, right? In one way, shape, or form that some people put in the door jamb or some people put on the car. Optum has their hang tag. There's other companies that have hang tags. When you give that to a customer, say this has been completed. Here's this for you, right?
Yeah.
They feel like they got something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the receipt, but like a cool receipt at the end of the deal. So. Grant Hawtrey says, Intel has told me Dane being sick is him walking to his letterbox in a bathrobe, fuzzy slippers, dark sunglasses, and drinking White Claws recovering from Vegas last night. Grant, so just to let you know, Vegas is like 11 hours from us, right? So I don't know how it works down there in New Zealand, or Australia or whatever Dane thinks you're from. But it's not that close for us.
That's a long road for him. Poet saying, what size shirt are you wearing, Levi? I think we have that same sexy, athletic, muscular physique. Thank you, sir. It's extra large, in case you're wondering. An American XL.
It is.
It's mostly because of my huge arms.
Huge muscles.
They're bigger than Anthony's.
Yep.
All right.
Despacho.
Hold on, wrong one. Dane Show says this show has the chaotic energy my soul requires to repair itself.
Well, hopefully, Dane. I'm not really sure anymore. You seem to be swirling around more and more in there.
Pulling back so more people can see it.
I kind of want to drill a hole in the crystal ball and pour some
that.
Of his soul out and maybe into your Pepsi.
I don't want to do that because
you can ingest him.
But he could take over.
There is that possibility.
I'm not sure I want to deal with.
Yeah, that is true. Well, what's wrong? You don't like Express Cafe?
I don't. Despacho says, whoa, tacos al pastor. I'm jealous. Time to get Whataburger.
Oh, Despacho. Go get your Whataburger and then throw it in the trash where it belongs.
Sensory saying hello from Tennessee. And Josh Brodel saying, in the water, I fill my bucket in the bathtub for steaming hot water ONR mix. That's a good one right there.
Nice, Josh. That's a good plan.
Yeah. Several of my 500s finally started linting, so perfect time for the sale, says Chris McCallum. Excellent.
Don't throw them away.
Yeah, keep them.
Using them. Use them to demote them.
Make them door jam towels.
What? Tom Kirby says, Alkaline Trio for ONR Garage. For ONR in Garage, use an ice chest and pour warm water and mix ONR. You know what?
I use the Yeti buckets.
The Yeti bucket, dude. Yeah. I pulled mine out the other day because it was finally cool enough to pull it out. The Yeti bucket.
I've been using it all year.
Well, the Yeti bucket. What fits in it? A grit guard.
A grit guard fits in it perfectly.
No problems there whatsoever. Yep. It's deeper.
And it's insulated, so you can put hot water in, and it lasts I can wash almost all three of my cars.
Hours. Yeah. Hours and hours and
hours.
And
with warm water.
Yeah, and it stays warm. It's very crazy. So, highly recommend getting a Yeti bucket.
I want to I want to get another one.
How much are the Yeti buckets?
$50, I think. 30 to 50, depending on where you find them.
So, first off, it's worth it, right?
It's way worth it.
Just throw that out there and say that it's worth it. But also, just the durability.
Yeah, it's a nice bucket.
I wish it came in black or maybe other colors.
It's a dark gray.
Yours is
Mine's
gray?
White.
Mine's white.
Yeah, they come in a dark gray too.
They do come in a dark gray. I think that's what I would get, and then put the TRC bucket logos on there.
That's a good idea.
Because the handles on them are also that.
Yeah, the nice rubber and foam and
toe strap, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's a nylon strap. Jim Carso says, Beanmaker and Dreammaker used several times, see no difference.
Well, Jim, it kind of just depends. I mean, is your car already topped with everything in the world? Is it already, has it already been
given enough time between the two
on it? Anybody that's been kind of saying this, I guess the other thing too is what color is the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
What were you expecting to see? If your car's already glossy and looks insanely good already, Dreammaker might accentuate that depending on maybe the color, depending on the environment. But I don't know. So for some people, I mean, Beanmaker and Dreammaker both offer insane levels of gloss. They both look really good, but they are just completely different products chemically. And just know that at least when you're applying Dreammaker, you don't have to worry about your towels, and you're still getting everything you want out of it. What is this?
Eco Green Detail says, have you guys tried Conor McGregor's proper No 12 whiskey? I don't drink, so I don't know. Have you tried it?
So let me say something really quick, Levi, for a second, while Dane eats his taco. If I can get this camera on me. So I like the idea of whiskey, the idea of it, right? Myself, I'm not really a big drinker. I don't really like the taste of alcohol that much unless it's a Bloody Mary. I do like that. And there's like sour beers I like and like the weird stuff, right? But whenever I see people in a show and they have like in their house, they have that, what do you call that glass thing that holds your whiskey in? A decanter, right? Like I see that in shows and movies and they have like the nice crystal, the glass and stuff. I think, wow, that's badass, right?
Right.
I wish I liked the taste of it enough to have something like that because that looks cool and it looks fun.
Right.
Right.
It's almost like a piece of furniture.
Like a piece of furniture, exactly.
Oh my gosh, more tacos disappeared. There's another one that's been
Dane is eating like crazy. But the thing is I just don't like the taste of it. And whenever I pour like a glass of that, like I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be cool, right? Some ice in there. I take a sip, I go, oh God, this tastes like crap. I hate this.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if I'm drinking the wrong whiskey.
See, I have a decanter, but it's filled mostly with Diet Pepsi at home.
Well, that sounds delicious. Is it warm?
Yeah, I drink warm Diet Pepsi a lot. Huh. But I also like to get the ice out, throw a little ice in my little ice cube. I set up my bar, and I ask people when they walk in, would you like a drink? And they go, oh, yes, I'll have this. And I'll say, I only have Diet Pepsi and Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
So what did you want?
Well, so I guess going back to the whiskey thing, is it culturally appropriate to have a decanter full of Fireball?
You could. I don't know why you would, but you could try it.
Because it's good. It's delicious, right? That's like the one thing I can drink, and I'm like, that tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, but you can't just casually be drinking Fireball. That's not a thing.
Dane says, I don't wear tacos, I eat them.
Yeah.
Apparently, I've been watching these suckers disappear. Like, there's only 3 left here. It's like every time we turn around. G. Davis says, Dane's ball of Milky White fluid is now the official slogan of the Idaho Board of Tourism. Dane Show says, my man Rob, agreeing with him. And then Anthony, did your Colonel Sanders KFC costume come include the finger-licking good belt and matching suspenders?
No, but they gave me a whole bucket of chicken. I told you that when I showed up to KFC to get my KFC bucket, they died. I walked inside the employees, they lost it. They couldn't believe it. They thought that was the best thing they've ever seen. They're like, what do you want?
It's one of my favorite costumes.
I need like a couple buckets, one with some chicken, one with not chicken. And they're like, dude, you got it. Like whatever you want because this is so good. They got pictures of me and stuff. It was funny.
All right, Lars saying, hey guys, I bought a 1990 Grand Wagoneer. What should you do with the imitation wood for maintenance? Lars, I think that's a sticker. I think that's a vinyl sticker on the side of that. I don't think it's real wood veneer. I think the outside is, or it might be plastic, and it's just also veneered. I would get a hold of Lors at the Rap Institute in Munich and talk to him about figuring out what you could do for a new vinyl graphic, because honestly, just putting new vinyl on would be the best. You could also use G-Technic Halo on there, but you could polish it.
Yeah,
you could do all kinds of stuff. You polish it out and then coat it. You'd be just fine, bud. I'd love to see pictures. Send me pictures.
Yeah.
All right. Kevin Rooney saying, glad to see a bottle of Bar's Iron Brew 1901 on the shelf. Tastes better than Dream Maker, though. Greetings from Scotland.
Oh,
thank you,
so
Kevin.
funny.
That is Iron Brew is one of our favorite beverages and one that we unfortunately don't really get a lot of here in Idaho. We can only get full flavor Canadian Iron Brew.
We want like Iron Brew Extra.
We want Iron Brew
Zero
Extra.
sugar.
Yeah.
That's our favorite thing that we tried in Scotland. And
we drink a lot of it.
We drink a lot of it, but it's just so hard to get here. It sucks. So we filled that with Bead Maker after we finished it off.
So, Graham Marshall saying, good afternoon, lads. I was going to ask if everyone was well, but after joining a little late, it appeared that Dane is a little lightheaded.
Well,
yes.
He is definitely lightheaded. I mean, he's been floating around in there for quite some time now, several days to say that. But he's in good spirits, right? And so he's been letting me drive his truck around, which has been super cool. I drive him around in his big truck. And he still likes to point out all the electric vehicles that he thinks are way cooler. And I'm like, Dane, we're in a big diesel, a dually right now.
Big diesel truck.
Like, this is it. I mean, this is what you want. And he's like, no, I just really like batteries.
Yeah. And we were like,
you're
that's so weird
for a crystal ball. That's such a weird thing to say.
All right. Let me see here. Getting lost here. Got so many questions. All right. Jay Bass saying, who stole Sauron's crystal ball. Well, we had to for Dane. We had to find some sort of vessel to keep him in.
Something strong enough.
Something strong enough. All right.
Who better than the White Wizard himself?
Yeah.
Wait, is that Sauron? Yeah, Sauron's the White Wizard. Yeah,
Dane says, congrats on the Wagoneer, Lars, in between mouthfuls of tacos. Then G. Davis says, I prefer not to stir things up here, but I'm pretty sure I saw Anthony in my local Target parking lot berating a man playing the xylophone for money.
Because he wasn't...
No, Dane's laughing. He's literally laughing, enjoying
it. Yeah, he wasn't playing the xylophone. Nobody plays the xylophone.
And then Han saying, what was tar and glue remover versus Koch TEA? Which product wins the battle? We haven't played with TEA. We've been playing with Ulex, and it's pretty darn close. That's It's pretty close Ulex race between the two.
What was tar and glue remover pretty close to each other.
Yeah. Dane says, Gerald, you're going to want to look into ColorLock. And then Steven says, Ivan LaCroix has a great video about counseling your customers versus upselling them. Yeah, basically that's one of the things we talk about is just getting to know them, find out how they are. Because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Umberto, Dane, your mom, Mrs. Carolyn, has a keen eye for details on cars. She did a great inspection on the project cars. Impressive.
She does. Carolyn knows her stuff. She does. She was very sad to find that Dane's soul has been trapped inside this crystal ball. But I told her whenever she has a car-related question or wants to know, maybe...
They want to bring him up to the cabin. She said. She goes, oh, well, I guess he's portable. He can sit with Cooper on the seat, and it'll be fine. Yeah. So...
But, like, if she ever has any questions on, like, how many cup holders does a 2005 Sierra have? I'm like, Carolyn, just rub the ball.
Yeah, Dane will tell you.
An answer will come out.
He knows that number. And it's good because, next time when they're in the market for a new car or something. The other thing is, remember, with the Jag, he took her for a drive, showed her all the things. He still can do that stuff. Mm-hmm. He can still sit on the seat, explain the procedures, all the buttons, where they are. It's going to be a little harder because he won't be pointing or anything.
Well, because I'm like, well,
it'll be ethereal.
Like, Dane, so how do you start up this Jaguar XK? And he's like, it's an XKR. I'm like, I didn't see the R, the R badge fell off. It says XK on here. Yeah. And there's no sport mode on this, right? Mm-hmm. How do I get this button to pop up? And he's just like, it's that one right there. I said, Dane, obviously your hands don't work. So
we all know hands aren't there. Yeah. All right, Alkaline saying, so I know soaking the surface with O&R is an option. Would steam be better for the heavy stuff? I don't have access to a hose for now. Yeah, you could use steam. You could use steam for that. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I would absolutely use steam.
Dane agrees with Umberto. Poet saying, Anthony, what are the odds of getting the little Civic brother for the red one?
So the red Civic did have a brother for, that was a couple months.
Well, a couple months. He had the white one.
A couple months now. And it has gone to a new amazing owner who's actually here watching the show right now. I asked my wife, I asked her if I can get another Civic, and she said, absolutely, if I can find another cheap Civic. She said, absolutely, but I would like to get a new Civic.
Yeah.
That would be a cool thing to have, but then I think I would have too many cars again.
Well, you'd have to get rid of the Evo to get a new Civic.
Ooh, yeah, I don't want to do that.
So that's kind of a problem.
Do that. So I don't know. I'm in a debacle there.
Ed saying, happy Friday Eve, gents. Joining in while working on my third vehicle today. Thanks for all the great sales you've been offering lately. You're welcome, Ed.
Nice,
Thank
Ed.
you. All right. When should I use Beadmaker versus Dreammaker, says Minuteman. We say Beadmaker at least once a month, Dreammaker every wash.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just depends on how often you're washing. If you want to use Beadmaker once a month, or if you feel like you're still protected after a month, whenever you start seeing maybe a reduction in beading, or you're starting to feel like the protection's just not there, hit it with some more Beadmaker, and then in adjacent washes, use Dreammaker just to kind of keep it going and keep it looking good.
Aaron saying, headlight restoration is a great way to upsell. If you charge $110 for a basic wash and wax and add $50 to it, then you'll have $160. You're right, Aaron. That's a great way to do it. Mm-hmm. Terry Schwartz saying, my son just bought his first car, 2001 Land Cruiser. Is there any brand of products that you recommend to take care of it? Any of our products, Terry. All of them work well. And good to see that you like 2001 Land Cruisers. Great vehicle.
I also like reliable vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Aaron says, taco times. Han says, if you order shirts from TRC, get one size larger than your normal Dutch shirts. Yeah, so you're I'm an XL, so you probably want to pick up a large.
Do they fit smaller there?
Or wait, one size larger than your Dutch shirts?
Larger.
One size larger. Yeah, so if you wear... Wait, Hans, does that mean if you wear a large in Dutch, you want to order an extra large in American? Right? That's how it works. So if you wear...
That's
usually opposite. European sizes are usually a higher designation, but a smaller shirt. So their extra larges actually fit like our larges. Is that what you mean?
Anyway, because us Americans are built different.
We're bigger. All right, Phil saying, I got the Platinum Towel Kit even after watching all of your detailed videos on the towels. I have a hard time, though, telling which towel is which. Any tips? So,
Does
Phil.
it still have the list of everything?
It has the list on
Platinum?
there. It should have the list printed on the front of that package. So the biggest thing is to take that, know the names, and then look them up on our website.
Well, so I would just go to the website and just take that name, punch it into the search bar, look at the towel, and then you can note what it is. And then each one of the towels on our website too has a recommended use on it, and so you could just start kind of creating your uses out of that kit. At the end of the day, a towel is a towel, but those are all towels designed for particular uses around detailing, and we say just find maybe what works best for you, what you like the most.
Looks like Poet says he's getting an extra large. Jody Hightower, do you have experience with water softening systems like CR Spotless? I was wondering if it's worth the cost. Very bad water here in Houston, 400 parts per million, very similar to Idaho. So, Anthony, you know a little bit about those.
Yeah, hey, I'll take it over here. Hopefully those tacos don't keep disappearing by Dane, right?
I'm gonna move him over towards me just to see how far his reach actually goes.
Yeah, well, a lot of things come out of that ball there. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Is it okay if I look you straight in the eyes? Does it make you uncomfortable a little bit? All right, we're gonna roll with it. So I think the CR Spotless system is probably one of the best things that you can buy if you live in an area with hard water. I understand, right? It's a big cost, right? You get into the whole system, you're paying about $400, right? But there's no going back, man. Once I've had it, like, it was a big thing. It was a big pill for me to swallow as well. But once I swallowed it, I'm really glad I did, because it has made washing such a better experience. It's so much more laid back. I don't feel like I'm in a rush. I'm not stressed out because of the hard water minerals. But here in Idaho, we're anywhere from 250 to 300 parts per million. You can get up to 400, like you said, where you're from. And that damage occurs pretty quick, right? And I think that after installing the CR Spotless system, obviously it brings it down to zero, and it'll bring it down to zero for quite some time. But eventually it'll start climbing back up, right? The minerals will start coming back through, and you might be at 5 parts per million, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, right? But the coolest part about that is that even when you're at, let's just say, 80 parts per million, that is such an insanely huge increase after hundreds of gallons of water. It meant a huge decrease in terms of your mineral deposits. It's insane. But most people think that just because it's not reading zero, that it's not working, and that's not true. I think that even after it's reading 10, 20, 30, 40, 100, I still think that that's a huge reduction in the mineral deposits that you are so used to. And now it may not be a perfect system where you could rinse it off and walk away and not have spots, because, well, let's face it, most of us are washing our cars and drying them and using toppers anyways, so we're touching the car no matter what. So after thousands of gallons that we've pushed through the Rag Company CR Spotless system that we have here, that's what sold me on it, because even after putting thousands of gallons through it, what was our parts per million?
Like 140.
I think it was like 120.
120, 140.
It was like 120.
Yeah.
That was after I'm talking seriously. It was an entire over a year of use.
It was actually really nice. It was fine. Even when it was low, it was fine.
It was insane, and it was fine. We were never stressed or worried about water spots. No. And I called to tell CR Spotless that and say how impressed I was that even after all this time, the resin was still filtering out most, at least cutting our mineral deposits in half.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They were like, "Oh my God, well, it shouldn't be doing that. It's designed to work at zero."
They were a little freaked out.
No. I'm like, no, just understand what I'm trying to say. And she got it, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. So you don't need it to be at zero all the time?" I said, "It would be nice, right? But I also want to get my money's worth out of the resin."
Yeah.
And I feel like we absolutely got our $400 worth.
I think we did very easily
out of over a year.
Yeah.
So
especially if you think about 400 washes, pretty dang good.
Dude, that's pretty. Yeah.
$1 a wash for what? Spot-free water?
Yeah. I mean, and eventually you'll have some parts per million.
Well, and then the refill, once you pay the big price, and you pay the refill,
$100.
Now that price has just, once the unit's paid for itself, now the price has dropped dramatically to now you're maybe 25 cents a wash in spot-free water, which I think a lot of people would actually do.
I will live and die by that thing. I love it so much. Like I said, it completely changed my experience in washing. So pick one up.
Don B saying, hey guys, can you recommend what step to use PNS Epic waterless? As a drying my process is wash with Pearl, drying with Epic, topped with Beadmaker, then Dreammaker. Too much or good to go? It's fine. That works. That seems like it works just fine for you. And if it's working for you, that's all that matters.
Give it time from Beadmaker to Dreammaker.
That's a big one.
Give it time for it to set up.
Ed says, I've used... Oh, hold on. But jump in here. Aaron says, PNS should make an orange-flavored carbonated drink. I forgot the name of the machine, but you could make your own Pepsi, like a soda stream. Yeah. Ed says, I use Dreammaker on 2 different black cars, and they really glow. Dave Phillips mentioned that it gives it a warm finish, and it truly does. It does. It's pretty crazy. Jody says he would drink Beadmaker if it wouldn't kill him. And then Aaron reminds us, Taco Bell has subscriptions, by the way. And Dane says, here hens. I don't know what that means,
heathens.
Dane.
He follows up with heathens.
Okay. Heathens, yeah. Poet says, just swap whiskey with apple juice and you can feel cool and it tastes good. That's true. You can. That's how I did it for a number of years. Only I did a Guinness pint glass filled with Diet Pepsi.
Oh, yeah.
Felt just as good because I'd just be drinking that. People go, I always thought you drank. I always see you in a Guinness glass. Yeah, no, it's Diet Pepsi, bro.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's a good idea.
Because the key is when you go to a bar, they always give you the smaller glasses. You burn through them. Mm-hmm. And I just say, can you just put in a Guinness glass? And they're like, oh, all right, sure, all right.
Nice.
Makes it a lot easier. All right. Poets already said that. Yep. Aaron's Try Cactus Cooler. It's Beadmaker without the toxic chemicals. Oh, that's a good idea. Mountain Dew Cactus Cooler. Or not
Mountain Dew.
No, it's Shasta, isn't it?
I think it's literally just called Cactus Cooler.
It might just be Cactus Cooler. You're right.
Yeah, it's a orange or yellow orange can.
So, and Despacho saying, you all seen the new Dirt Lock guards? 360 protection from dirt. I think it's overkill, but I don't know.
I don't.
Jamie, how do you like it?
Yeah, we need Jamie the cleaner to probably chime in. We haven't tried it ourselves. It does look like it looks like some type of thing that I would take trout fishing if you trout fish for trout. Yeah.
Han saying Kosh CSP versus interior finisher, who has the best satin gloss? I don't know what CSP is, Hans.
Hans, you keep throwing out all these cool things.
We haven't gotten them yet. Yeah.
Stop ruining it for everybody.
Now, if you're saying Top Star versus interior finisher.
Top Star. He's not saying that, but he was. Yeah.
But in here, we're getting Top Star. So for me, I think Top Star is very close to interior finisher.
Yeah, Top Star is pretty much awesome. It really is. Polestar, Top Star.
Yep.
That combo, once people are able to get it.
It's going to be a good jump.
Dang. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Ken Jeeper says, I actually used paint gloss as a waterless wash on a lightly dusty car. It worked fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great for that. That's what they use at Air Force One to wipe down all the airplanes. Nick Diaz saying, what makes pearl weave and a regular short pile microfiber different? It's the weave. One is called a terry weave, and it's a pattern that it follows. And then a pearl weave is a much tighter weave than the terry. It looks, when you get them up close, you can see they're very different animals. Yeah. And then this is a twist loop weave. This is a very different weave in and of itself. So the weaves are very different in that, and that's what makes them. That's what makes the difference. Is one pearl is tighter than the regular short pile terry that you normally see.
Well, and the pearl goes back into the towel. I mean, basically, it loops up. It looks like you're looking at a bunch of little roly-polies on a surface, whereas on a terry, you have the flared...
You still have a loop.
You have the flared fiber. I mean, it's a loop coming up, but it's sticking outward.
It's looser.
It's looser, yeah. It's not going... It goes out of the towel, not back into it.
All right. Jay Bass. What's everyone's favorite wax to use on your fun vehicle?
Favorite wax
to use? Do you use a wax on the Evo or the Civic?
Well, I
haven't use a wax on?
I haven't put wax on there since a while now. A wax?
I don't know. Maybe we'll just say a protection.
Favorite protection product right now?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. Well, I guess whatever the heck I have out on my table. I mean, I have so much coating on there. I guess Beadmaker would still be probably my favorite, and then topping it with Dreammaker. But I
think for me, it's become just Beadmaker. I think the ease and the versatility of the product is always just like it just hits.
What about your favorite hand wax? Do you have a favorite hand wax right now?
Not at the moment. I miss Malo Wax.
Mm-hmm.
I miss that a lot.
You don't like Kosh Wax as much?
I like the new Kosh Wax, but I haven't used it enough. I've used it some, but I haven't used it enough, but I like it. I really like it. It's easy. It's simple. It reminds me a lot of it.
I spend more time smelling the Kosh Wax than I do.
Yeah, that's true.
Using it because I need a hit. I take a hit off of it. But in our times that we've applied it, I've had a lot of fun using it. I don't know.
Gerald, if a customer wants the ceramic coating for the protection and length, but don't care to have it polished, what would be the best decontamination process to ensure perfect bonding? So, Gerald, I would say a chemical decontamination for sure. So wash it, spray an iron remover on it, and then I would, after getting that iron remover, then I wouldn't even probably clay it. I'd probably hope that it was fine. And then I usually try to test to make sure. If I don't have to clay it, because claying causes a light bit of marring, and I don't want to break out a polisher if I can help it. Otherwise, usually I just try to hit a couple little spots. You know, you've always got the people that maybe came to you a couple weeks after getting the new car. They filled it with gas a couple times. They've taken their friends for a ride in it. You know, one of their friends had a jacket that maybe scratched the side of the car, bonked it when they were getting in. I go around, I just touch up some of the light scratches that are in there, and then I just let it fly, coat the car and call it good. Because I've had customers like that. It's easy money. Everybody says, oh my gosh, I can't believe you suggest not correcting it. Some people don't care. They just want the coating. And at this point, it's not your job to tell them that they're wrong on that. It's your job to provide the customer with the service that they're expecting and requiring. So that's kind of where I'm at with that kind of stuff. So I agree with you. I just try and touch up a couple spots, make sure it looks right, make sure there's no water spots in it, and just make sure that it's as decent as it can be before you coat it. So
yeah, I agree.
Han's saying, I finally got my pearl pucks and my orange pearl sponges. Can't wait to use them tomorrow. I saw he made a huge post. Gerald says, true wax. You can't go wrong with Colonite 845. Dabbler saying, what's your go-to music while detailing? Do you have a favorite song? I don't listen to a lot of music while I'm detailing, but I probably would say I like 3-6 Mafia. I like the Stay Fly. Yeah. I like that one for get me hyped up. I also like
you're walking to the garage music.
Yeah.
Like,
the other one I have would be Cash. I think it's Cash Money. What's the I think that one's Still Fly. So Stay Fly and Still Fly. 2 songs really get me going. Love that stuff. I'd play them, but I feel like we get demonetized. So
yeah. Okay.
How about you? What's your hype music?
My go-to music? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I forget to put music on.
Yeah.
And I don't even realize I don't have music on.
Okay.
I might have headphones in my ears, but I don't have anything playing. But I'd probably say favorite music. I can't listen to anything too crazy or heavy.
Because you might punch the car.
It gets me too jacked up, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing too is that I don't know. I would say like pop punk, like that. That's usually pretty mellow. Like if I'm listening to like Taking Back Sunday or something like that, that's nice. I'll listen to EDM and I'll listen to stuff like that if it's more on the chill side. But just nothing's better than listening to movies, man.
Yeah.
When I really want
I'm all audiobook all the time.
No, it's called listening to movies, Levi.
You just put audiobook courtesy of our friends at Audible.
You put on a funny movie and you just listen to it and then you just laugh because you know exactly what's going on. That's how you pass time. Seriously.
There we go. So Gerald saying it's phenomenal and adds amazing glow and shine to Jay Bass. And then G. Davis says, is it true Dane is renting out the bed of Dat Booty on the weekends to fertility challenge couples in Boise?
That is true. I did read that. Dane, is that true from the ether?
Dane, hello.
Dane, yes.
He's been eating these tacos, so his mouth's probably full. There's only one left.
Yeah. He's swirling around in there still.
He's getting it on. All right. Let me go back. Make sure we're on page 1 here. Yep, G. Davis's comment was the last one.
Ooh, and actually, really quick, I think that this is actually a really good time, Levi, for us to
go take a break.
To a brief break. We're going to take Dane to the bathroom.
Yep.
We're going to drop him in the toilet and let him do his thing. And we'll be right back after these few messages. Hey guys, it's Anthony of the Rag Company, and do you know what's better than Q&A Thursday? Yes, that's right, it's Wash Wednesday. Not just because I host it, but because it is a genuinely entertaining and hopefully informative series where we take cool cars, cool owners, and wash in an impromptu interview setting. So make sure to check out Wash Wednesdays right here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. See some cool cars, see some cool people, and maybe learn a thing or two.
Hey guys, Levi for the Rag Company. And in case you've been living under a rock these last few months, well, have I got news for you. You can go back and binge the TRC Rex content you want. That's right, we have neared the end of our TRC Rex build. What is TRC Rex? Well, it's our 2004 Subaru WRX STI, and we literally bought this car and completely rebuilt it. So go to the Rag Company YouTube channel and you can binge literally from the start all the way to today, which, well, we're pretty much done. But the point is, you can do just like Netflix and binge every single episode from the comfort of your couch. So go check out TRC Rex right here, the Rag Company YouTube channel.
Hey guys, it's Anthony of the Rag Company, and here on the Rag Company YouTube channel, we've launched something new and exciting. We all love seeing garage tours and seeing how other people's garages are laid out, and we thought we would do our own twist on that. And while we aren't so obsessed, we're definitely good enough. And so what we want to do is make an entire new series, bring you guys along and doing garage tours of different people's garages to see layouts, what they've done with the walls, what they've done with the floors, what they've done with the lighting, the storage, the tools, the detailing products, and so on. It's going to be a really cool series to hopefully give you guys new ideas and maybe make it more relatable to everybody watching. It's not Obsessed Garage, but it's definitely good enough garage. So check that out here on the Rag Company YouTube channel. Well, I guess Dane finished off.
He ate all of them, including the platter and plate. I can't believe it.
That was the weird part. I was like, Dane, because I was seeing it being consumed, right? Have you ever seen that movie Jumanji?
Yes.
Where things get kind of sucked into that spiraling orb.
Taken away.
That's kind of what happens when Dane consumes things.
There was a weird sound that came out of it, and it was like, leave the room.
Yeah.
Like, because I came in to check, and it kind of freaked me out, but I think he was trying to finish that last one. He's having a little trouble with it.
Yeah.
He's trying to finish that last taco.
Oh.
It was fine. I said, all right, not a
problem.
problem.
The thing is just because he's in here doesn't mean that we're not giving him his acid reflux medication.
True.
Right?
Yeah, we have that packed, so we were able to deposit one of those.
Taco, spicy taco. We got you covered, Dane. I'm like, Dane, you shouldn't be taking these anymore. This is a 2-week prescription.
Right.
That you've been taking for 4 years now.
Yeah.
But
he says he's been buying at Costco over the counter.
Well, he's like, it's fine because it's got magnesium in it. I said, Dane, it is eating your stomach lining.
Probably shouldn't do that.
But he's fine. He's still, well, he was with us. Now he's inside here. Moving
Brandon
on.
K., what are your thoughts on interior PPF for piano black trim? So if I was to buy a new car, piano black, I would take the panels out, honestly. And I would take them down and have them actually cleared if I wanted to keep them in piano black. Because the clear that they put on those is not real clear. Does that make sense?
Are we talking about interior?
Interior PPF.
I think it's
on
gonna be
piano
so
black.
I think you're gonna jack stuff up if you try taking those things off.
Well, yeah, you would. That's why you do it when it's brand new.
I mean, I don't know. I would say
because it's going to get scratched because one, it's not real clear coat. It's a form of clear. It's not as strong. It's not as hard.
Well, because PPF is hard, because if you try to put PPF over the peanut black trim, especially on an interior, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of
wet. Well, it's a lot of alcohol. It's a lot of water.
Well, and then you're also cutting on potentially surfaces that you don't want to be cutting on. I would almost say that maybe like a matte black wrap.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't mind changing the look of it, like a matte black wrap could look really good. Heat gun helps contour everything. Yep. Mm-hmm. The cutting should be pretty minimal compared to maybe PPF. I don't know. That's just my thought. It's the thing that would make the most sense to me, but whatever you want to do.
Graham Marshall, following my parting comment regarding Mitchell & King on last week's Q&A, Levi, have you been contacted by John at Mitchell & King? Yes, I was going through my clutter and trash folders, and I found it. It was there. So thank you, Graham, for letting me know about them. I need to get back to them and write them. It's been a busy weekend, and I haven't had the time to sit down and do it. So a lot of SEMA prep this week. So. Jay Bass, any recommendations, Gerald, when applying and removing Colinite, or just apply like a normal wax? You got to heat it up a little bit. You got to put it in a bucket, warm water to make it move, because Colinite doesn't really like being...
Softens it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's very hard to put on. I just don't like Colinite because it was never designed for cars. So... Aaron says, Anthony, you should check out the 2022 Honda Civic.
Oh, not a fan. Not a fan. I really want like a 2020 Honda Civic.
Honda Civic. Save a little money.
2020 Honda Civic Coupe in red. Nobody steal that car from me, because I really want that. I really want a coupe, a Civic Si specifically in red. I think that would be a perfect graduation from my 1999 Honda Civic. But I don't know.
Be nice. Be nice to have a new car.
We keep dreaming.
Yeah. Iron FPV says, what products are similar to Tarks but not as strong? Works great at decontamination, but cause my headlights to have streaks. All your tar removers, you probably shouldn't get on your plastic headlights, period. If you have to, you need to be using a towel. You need to be wiping. You need to be careful about how you're getting it on there. But Ulex is awesome, and it's a great product. And honestly, any degreasers, heavy degreasers like Power Clean work great at getting light tar off, things like that. So there's products on the market that are less harmful and a little safer on the cars now. So pick up Coach Kemi's Ulex. Try that one out, Iron. Steven saying, Don B, wouldn't Beadmaker be a sufficient drying aid at that point? It would be, yes, technically. Jeff C asking, Levi, have you unloaded that stolen property yet? No. And I probably won't be unloaded it for at least 8 weeks. That's what I've got left currently from the state of Idaho. They sent me a whole bunch of paperwork. They said that the paperwork I submitted was lacking and that it needed more information. So they told me what I needed to do, and then they mailed a whole other set for me to get, and I got it yesterday in the mail.
You've been cruising around it at all?
Oh, yeah, I can drive it. It's got plates. It's fully insured. Like, it's in my name. It just means I can't register it again. Yeah. So, and the year's up. So that'll be April, I think. So I have a year still. I've got some time.
Oh, I thought you were saying you have to keep it for a year.
No, I'm just saying I could keep it for a year because I could drive it and stuff. The biggest issue would come registering it again next year. So, but yeah, I basically worked out a deal with them in the planning and timing and figured out that it's going to be about 8 weeks. So super happy about that. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Han says, yeah, the TRC shirts are smaller than the Dutch ones. I usually wear a size large, but my T-shirts are extra large.
What?
Okay, very strange.
That's strange.
Because they sent me a extra large. I got the Dutch, the King's Day shirt.
Yeah. From
Rag Company Europe, and that's a very tight shirt on me. And I'm an extra large guy, and they sent me an extra large, and it's very tight on me. I don't know.
Interesting.
Grant says, one day I dream of walking through a junkyard with Anthony hand in hand and watching the sun go down.
Welcome you with open arms, man. I mean, you're always welcome. He's
got a place you can stay.
It's a special time at the junkyard.
It is. Like, I'm excited for the junkyard weather. However, we should have done our photo. We should probably try and dress up for tomorrow and do our photo tomorrow.
Which photo?
For fall. Our fall junkyard weather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So this is our favorite time to go to the junkyard, honestly, because you go over there.
We actually have to go to the junkyard tomorrow.
it's like cool and crisp, right? So like right when you walk into the junkyard, you feel the crunch of the broken glass and then like the rocks and stuff underneath your feet. And then it's just like it's being able to use a tool, knowing that it's not too cold.
Oh, I forgot. Got to show you my new tool. It's a universal socket.
Really?
Attach it to a drill.
That's awesome. Yeah. I also appreciate the lack of wasps this time of year.
Yes.
Now
that's probably my favorite thing is the fact that there are no more wasps.
So there is still like spiders and small little marmots and stuff like that.
There's a rabbit.
There's rabbits and stuff. But I would say for the most part, the lack of wasps is pretty nice. You definitely have to watch out for blood and things like that. But overall, man,
it's pretty great.
Like we need to do like a junkyard Halloween shoot.
It's a good idea. I wonder if they'd let us do it.
Like it'd go pretty hard. Like have Nate make it look like a. I don't even know how quick.
We'd have to try and do it early. We'd have to try and see if we get approval. There's a lot of stuff we'd have to do. Let's just rent the prison again.
Yeah, so we'll go to the prison.
Dead Pedal. When y'all coming to Florida again? I haven't washed my ST in about 3 months.
Oh, Andrew.
Possibly in January.
Yeah.
He says for us to show up on Wednesday, no particular reason. You got it, buddy. Not a problem. We can do that. G. Dave is saying, Anthony, after selling the white Civic, has it been awkward FaceTiming with Luke and Hans late at night?
It has been a little bit. They look at me a little differently now. I don't know what the deal is.
It's because you got a little cash in your pocket. That's why. Kirby Thompson saying, Anthony, do you use the CR Spotless only in rinse or full time for all water used?
I use it full time.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude. Like
that's how I am. Doesn't make sense.
I've done probably 15 washes with it so far since I've gotten it. And I'm not trying to be I would say I'm not trying to be conservative with the water at all. I just use it as I would normally use it, right? And I am still at 0 parts per million after 15 washes, and I'm using a ton of water. Yeah. And I'm going to keep going, and hopefully I'll get another 15 washes, 20 washes with 0. And then if it jumps up to 1, 5, 10 parts per million, I don't even care. Like, it's still amazing to me. So, yeah. And then Tom Kirby says, have you tried or seen the Simple Chuck system they offer also? I haven't tried it, but I did notice that new system they have. It's just a smaller version of the
That's cool
system.
Aaron's says, Jody, try adding optimum no rinse to the bucket. I don't know what that was.
That was regarding, I think, the hard.
Oh, Jody Hightower, yeah. Try a little. Yeah, you can do that too. You can add a little no rinse. It helps. At least helps with the hard water. G. Davis says, I hope when I come visit, I can talk to the camera just like Anthony does.
You can, G. We'll make that happen.
And then Don B saying, Dan Pfeiffer, thanks for the tip on Beadmaker. I normally use it as a drying aid, but was trying Epic. Anthony, I picked up some Koch Magic wheel cleaner during the last sale. It's awesome. Thanks for the tip.
Nice. Right on.
And Hans says, so nice that we as the Dutch have easy access to more Koch. I'll be using CSP tomorrow. I also have Topstar and Greenstar, and I'm already using Polestar a lot. Nice, cool, man. Hans. Yeah, try out the Topstar compared to Interior Finisher. I assume it's about the closest I find. Jamie the Cleaner, the ColorLock dirt wall is definitely overkill, but it's basically a washboard that hugs the bucket wall. Works great, but buy one to get 180 degree coverage, or 2 for 360 bucket coverage. So kind of like this way you can, instead of buying the washboard, you've got the wall, you can go around and just rub your mitt on the inside of that.
Yeah.
Ribbed.
Yeah. You just gotta rub the wall, inside of the wall. But I would say, Jamie, use it for, tell me how it works as a trout bucket, and then I might be more interested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Keep the trout in there. Keep them safe.
Other fish.
Yeah.
Go from there.
Ridiculous. Anthony, if I buy Dr. Color Chip and I go to do it on a current coated panel, what's your best tips for it? Because I've never really done it.
So if the chip has been coated over, right, if you've coated over the chip, you're going to have a bad time. If the chip has happened after the car has been coated, right, then it's actually a really good time, because that means that the chip now doesn't have any coating on it, and the paint will technically really only stick to the chip itself, or stick to the area of the bare metal, whatever you're filling. So I've done a lot of coated cars with Dr. Color Chip, and I'll talk to the camera. I've done a lot of coated cars, and what I simply do is I just prep the panel, IPA or paint prep, whatever I'm using, and I just start working the Dr. Color Chip into the chip, right? Whether I'm doing this by glove or by brush, however I'm doing it and getting it into the chip, I find that the wipe off surrounding the chip with the Seal-Ax solution on a coated car is super easy. Like the excess paint just falls right off, but it will stay in the chip very well. If the chip has been coated over from a previous coating application, you're going to have to remove the coating from that bare chip area. Otherwise, that paint is just not going to stick. So some advice there would probably be to take you take a pen with a little bit of sandpaper and create like a little sanding tip and get into the chip and try to work it out and just get rid of the coating that's left in there. You could try a strong IPA, but the problem is that you don't want to affect the whole panel. You just want to clear out that particular chip. So I guess my question would be, is the chip been coated over, or is this a new chip that's appeared on a painted panel that's been ceramic coated?
That's a good idea. Dan Pfeiffer saying, I just placed an order and I got a shipping notice less than 30 minutes later. TRC rocks. I'm glad that worked, man. Thanks. Dane says he's dead. Yeah, Dane, we all know that.
Dane, you don't have to tell us. You're right here in this ball.
Gerald Herring saying, what's your all's go-to pad and polish for a single stage polish? Blue coarse wool and last cut, or blue coarse wool Uno Protect.
Ooh,
those are my two go-tos.
Oh, and then since you came up with that idea to wipe off the Uno Protect with Bead Maker, it's like, what more could you want?
I just use Bead Maker afterwards.
So good. Yeah, I'd say that's a good. I also really like the yellow wool from Rupes for a single step, and I also really like just a straight up plain. Not plain, I shouldn't say that. Like a Lake Country orange pad's great. I think that the maroon pad from Buff and Shine's great as well. Then yellow pad from Rupes is good. Just depends on what kind of cut you're looking for, what kind of finish you're looking for, what kind of refinement. But like Levi said, that blue coarse actually finishes really nice, has a lot of working time. I guess the only downside is that it clogs up relatively quick.
Up a little bit, but you just use your air, blow it out. And I do find that it does deteriorate. So like
you'll delaminate on a high speed.
Yeah. So this weekend I did a white GMC Sierra crew cab short box with a shell, and I used 2 pads. I killed both pads on them on that car. Literally split it down the middle, and I found that I had to use some last cut on the hood and some of the upper panels to get some of the oxidation and scratching out, because it just was been neglected, but a nice little truck. But I did overheat those pads. So you do need to make sure that you have plenty of those, because the last thing you want to do is get around one side of a vehicle, your pad starts to disintegrate, and you get to the other side and you're like, oh man, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
And you now have to find another combination. I've done it before. It's not fun. G. Davis says, is that Dane crystal ball the same size as the one in the massage chair groin attachment? It is. Dan Pfeiffer confirming it, saying yes, it is.
Taken straight from that area, actually. Still smells like him. You know? I mean that in like his
loving way.
In a loving
his musk,
way,
his
right?
scent.
It still smells. He wears Burberry, right?
He does.
For men, and that's what I kind of feel like.
Sausage.
I'm like, I still smell a little Burberry, and we like to think of Dane there.
Iron FPV says, also, I have a badly deteriorated clear bra. It's brown and cracking all over, so it won't lift off in one piece. Is it okay to scrape it off with a razor? No, don't do that. Try an eraser wheel.
Can you try to steam it up and try?
You can also try a steam
it and then just deal with picking it off. I mean, it sucks, but
yeah, it's a pain in the butt. If you can, pay somebody else to do it. That's what I would say. Gerald jumping in saying, apply just like normal wax. It goes on really nice and thin. Evergreen saying, hey guys, how long do you think a maintenance cleaning should last? Would you say at least every 4 to 6 weeks is reasonable before it's no longer classified as maintenance work? Thanks for your help. No, because if you're coating your vehicle, you coat a customer's car, you sell 4 to 6 maintenance washes. The goal is that they're gonna use those. If you sell a package, you're gonna use those whenever they call you. They might need it every 2 weeks. They might need it every 6 weeks. But the point is, whatever protection you put on in that first process, that 6-month period, you're coming in to re-up the maintenance on the vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
CTV3, whatever topper you're putting on, whatever bead maker, whatever. That is then kind of, you get to that point, and then you actually do like an actual detail. Like that every 6 months, you should always be there doing something to the car. Maintenance wash is just to keep it clean. It's what you would be doing it's what Anthony and I do on a Saturday or Sunday for our own cars. Mm-hmm. We're out there just washing them. We're not fully detailing the cars every day. So a maintenance wash, maintenance cleaning, your plan is to make it last 4 to 6 weeks, but it's still maintenance work until it gets to 6 months. 6 months, then you should be doing another detail. Or if it's like these people have a Suburban and their kids, they daily drive it and it's trashed, and at the end of every 4 weeks when you get there, it's like you're spending 20 minutes cleaning garbage out of it. Well, then, every 3 months is probably better to charge for a full detail. But if you're selling a package and they've got 6 coupons, basically, to buy 6 tickets for your washes, you got to adhere to that, and plan for that. So that's kind of the thing I'd keep an eye out for. G. Davis saying, Dan Pfeiffer, a cautious and reluctant word up from the massage chair. Graham Marshall says, I'll have a word with John at M&K about some Iron Brew. Oh, thank you, man. That'd be nice. Alkaline saying, all right, now, Anthony, we all know in the U.S. it's called the Honda Civic, yes, not the C.
Yes.
Then Dane laughing from the massage. This crystal ball.
Crystal ball, not massage chair.
Saj says, best way to clean polishing pads. Well, when Dane was alive, he was the best way to clean polishing pads.
Yeah, he was the best. We'd just give him a bunch of pads.
A little
bucket of water, and he would sit there, and he would just do this with his fingers, and he
massage it in.
You just need. What was nice is that he also gave the polishing pads a massage after a long day's work, right? And I'm like, Dane, what are you doing? He's like over there. He's doing a little bit of what's that called?
Tapping, and he'd rub them out.
And I'm like, you're just really working them in.
Yeah.
Right. And I felt like the I felt like the polishing pads were happier workers and happier pads.
I can see that.
In general.
Yeah.
They definitely cut better.
Yeah.
Worked harder. Mm-hmm. Lasted longer. But since Dane is no longer with us and currently living in this ball, it's just we use a pad washer. We use compressed
pad
air,
washers, compressed air,
claw tool,
brushes is the best way to do it.
Pad washer is my favorite though, hands down, 100%.
Ivan Martinez just barely joining in. I have really soft black paint, an 05 Civic sedan. What polishing pads should I use? I already used a CarPro Reflect with Rupa's white foam, and it would still leave some swirls.
I would go with the DA Fine and the yellow foam from. Well, I guess if he's saying, if he's trying to finish it out.
Yeah. He's using Reflect.
He's finishing out, not trying to cut. Okay, so he's saying he's still getting swirls trying to finish it, not still getting swirls like he didn't cut enough.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, bud, last cut, yellow foam and white foam combined, kind of move them back and forth and see. Each panel might be different, especially on an 05 Civic.
Well, or he can we still sell the waffle pads.
Yeah, we also have the black waffles.
He could go to a black waffle.
Or black foam.
Hyper polish. You know what I'm saying? Black waffle, hyper polish.
Yeah.
I feel like that, because of the way the pad lays on the surface, he might have pretty good luck. I don't know. I always had a good time finishing out with waffle pads.
Where are we at here? Kirby Thompson saying 74 watching. Hit that like button. It's pretty good without Dane as a personality. Just a swirling mist.
He's here. He's just.
He did eat tacos on here, so that's good. Adam Hancock. Any word on if and when TRC will carry the PNS 32-ounce bottles, maybe some more of their products. After seeing Sydney's garage, I need those bottles. Technically, we have Beadmaker in a 32-ounce bottle.
We have Breakbuster.
We have Breakbuster in a 32-ounce bottle. We have Express in a 32-ounce bottle. I don't think we have the other 32-ounce bottles, but you can pick them up from PNS. Website.
We're talking about it. We're thinking about bringing. I mean, they're just bottles, but we know
it's a lot of storing
like
bottles. So that's our biggest hurdle is making room for them.
Well, I don't know. And to be honest, like the bottles are good. I like the sprayers. The Toco sprayers are nice. I think the labels look nice. They're durable bottles. But I think I would still choose to have the IK trigger sprayers.
That's how we are, yeah. It's a lot.
Personally.
It's fun. GR, more MOS podcasts, Levi. I would gladly support it. Thank you,
dollar
GR.
signs?
They're dollar signs of money.
Holy smokes. He's going to support you. Sign up for your Patreon. That.
Yeah, go over to the Master of Shine at Home podcast. Make sure you leave me a review, have a listen, and make sure you share it with your friends and family that want to listen to it. And you can also donate if you go to Anchor FM, anchor.com. Click on the Master of Shine at Home homepage. Well, you can sign up right there if you want to donate.
But where does it go? It goes to your deep freeze amenities, right?
It goes to deep freeze amenities.
Klondike bars. It includes
big wheels, snowboard sandwiches, as my kids call them, which are ice cream sandwiches. It goes to twist cones, unicorn sundaes.
Diet Pepsi.
It goes to Diet Pepsi for the household up in my Pepsi Pete fridge. Yeah. And then it also goes to upgrade the studio. Yeah. All the funds currently garnered, over $134, have been raised for the MOSHQ podcast studio, courtesy of its primary sponsor, Maria Delgado.
Your mother.
All that has gone into the desk, the microphone, the sound deadening, the lighting solution.
Literally just last week.
I did. I haven't even recorded a podcast on it.
So I think that you owe the people a fresh podcast with the new microphone, ultimate clarity in your voice,
clean,
right? Hopefully deeper bass
Feel
tones
me here
when you talk like that, right?
Yeah.
Just to really take it to the next level.
Fun fact, I can plug in the microphone right into my phone.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, GR. Appreciate it. Dan Pfeiffer says, Adam, you can get empty bottles direct from PNS, I believe. Correct, Dan. Jody Hightower says, Levi, do you not haze left over with the blue coarse pad plus last cut? No, not really. Certain steps, certain paints, black, dark navy blue. Yes, sometimes you can get that. Depends on the clear. I'm going to say 80% of the time, it finishes out just fine, and I don't need to do it. Joshua Kent, how do you clean metal polishing pads, and how do you know when they're finished? Well, Joshua, that's hard, man.
It never ends.
Never
honestly. ends. It'll keep going. You'll keep pulling out black stuff out of that pad for years on end.
You'll also know that it's just there to stay that way. I just usually toss them.
Well, but once we have a metal polishing pad, we say, oh, that's a metal polishing pad.
Yeah, it stays that way.
Even if it gets cleaned. We just say that's a metal polishing pad. And it sucks because we've had some jobs where, here in the studio, when we did, Jeff's boat, for example, we're polishing all that chrome and or the diamond plate, right? Yep. And we were like, oh, we need to find bad pads. And we're like, we don't have time. Grab the new yellow wools, and we're ruining these pads.
Oh, we're just annihilating them. But I did that in my shop. I used to have, when my guys would get new wools, I'd go and round up the old ones, and I'd put them in a box, and I'd write metal pads and throw the wool pads in there. And then it was like, if we have any metal polishing on a boat or anything we needed, pull pads from that box. That way you're never damaging. And then I just have my guys toss when they were done. So G. Davis wants to know, has TRC considering carrying Hans Klosen's line of nipple hole polo shirts and matching velvet tennis shoes?
Considered it.
We have considered it.
Everything's considered.
Jody says, as a follow-up, I have a lot of Euro 50/50s that I use for one-steps. Should I replace them with blue coarse pads when it's time?
If the Euro's doing the job for you.
Yeah, and Jody, this might give you you might have this problem. The Euro 50/50s are microfiber. Mm-hmm. The coarse blue wool is wool. Microfiber cuts and leaves a haze and is only designed for very hard paints. Wool is a lot softer and can actually finish very well and can polish very well.
Stays cooler too.
And it stays cooler. So it can you're not going to get the haze that you create with a Euro 50/50 or any microfiber pad for that matter. Because the microfiber generates a lot of heat very quickly.
Have you I've personally started steering away from just using microfiber pads in general. Like I still think our Lake Country pads are great, but the amount of buildup,
very rarely need microfiber.
Well, the amount of buildup I get, right? The fact that I'm like, I don't really need that much cutting power. I mean, like in most of the jobs that we're doing around here, and I feel like Rupa's knocked out of the park with their blue coarse wool.
Oh, it's a perfect pad.
It's literally such a good pad. They did such a good job on it that I don't really ever need any more cut than that. And I feel like it doesn't gunk up, and I feel like it will. I mean, it will eventually, but I feel like it stays cooler. And I'm not constantly having to brush out the microfiber like I would on like the Lake Country microfiber pads. But I don't know.
I can see that. Martin saying, "Hey guys, thanks for helping me get the sap off my paint before trying lacquer thinner. CM citrus-based degreaser worked for me. Awesome, man. I'm glad that worked." Han saying, G. Davis, TRC is more into leather pants without the crotch.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness
me. Chaps.
Joshua, sorry, I don't remember when you said it, but what dilution of O&R did you put in your pressure washer? Do you pour straight O&R into the soap reservoir? Yes, Joshua. That's exactly what I do.
I don't know what the dilution is, but you know.
I honestly don't. I just have it, and I have it on minimum, and almost no O&R comes out. It doesn't even suck out of the tube. Put it on maximum, and it just sprays O&R and water.
Nice.
So I don't know what the dilution is. So I just wash my cars, and then when I'm rinsing, I turn it to high, and then I spray it. And then I pull them in, and I dry them off.
Yeah.
Dan Pfeiffer says, rest in peace, Dane. I know, he's probably full and sleepy.
After all that worrying around inside there, I'm assuming he's getting tired.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a ton of cardio.
Well, remember, I offered that we start doing running meetings here in the mornings, and Dane told me, no, I can't run that much. And this is a lot of running.
I would pick this up, right?
Yeah.
And we're going like this.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, Dane, are you doing pretty good there? Oh, my God. And I drop him.
Oh, no, that will escape his spirit. We'll have to find some other form of containment.
We have to find some other sort of contraption to keep him held in there. That is terrifying, though.
And then Hans says, all the dirty pads will miss Dane's thumbs. It's true. Gerald saying a really good way of cleaning pads is to make a board with Velcro strips, stick the pads to it, spray with APC, pressure wash them with a 40-degree tip. That's a very fast way. It's what I used to do at my shop. That was how we did it because you go through a lot of pads and it's a lot easier to blast them all out on a Friday afternoon and be ready for Monday morning. But you can do that. At home, I do it still. I kind of just lay them all out on my concrete, blast the ones that I need to get back to life. I throw mine into
the washing machine.
A lot of people do that too. You can do it that way as well.
Man, I just put it works.
My wife will kill me if I put them in the washing machine. Okay. Al Rosas, if you use a Rupes 1 as the last two-step process, do you need to use Guion Prep or any pre-wipe? Anything left on the paint, or should it be okay to put a strand? So you're talking about Rupes Uno, Protect. Don't use it before a coating. Use Rupes Pure. Use Pure as your last two-step process. Then you can do all that. Do not use Uno Protect and then put a coating on it. It's not going to work. So use Uno Pure. Rupes Uno Pure, right? That's what it is. Pure. It's just Pure.
Well, there's Pure, yeah.
There's Rupes Pure and Rupes.
That's it. There's only Uno Protect and Pure, then DA, and then DA Course.
Yeah.
Or DA Fine, DA Course.
Yep.
Yes.
You don't want to use Protect at all.
No.
Don't let Protect come into the equation at all. But once you're done with Pure, then you can use any of your preps and wipe all that. You can ceramic coat and you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
So. Jody reminds us that we do all need to wipe. So yes, you're correct. G. Davis, fortunately, Dane lives on through his generous and frequent deposits at the Ladies of Meridian Fertility Clinic. Hashtag Express Cafe Men's Room.
Oh, my God.
Oh, gee. Cynthia English saying, I love the episode with Sydney's Garage. Any way to get one of those Buff Like a Girl t-shirts?
So she had to fight for those shirts,
She
didn't
did.
she?
You're going to have to
reach out to her.
You're going to have to talk to Sydney about that.
Yeah.
Kirby Thompson says, question, on the MOS podcast, when you donate, who gets the funds? Is it split with the podcast or to MOS? No, it goes straight to the MOS.
Wow.
It's great.
What you should do, right?
Yeah, it'll come straight to me.
And you need to do a sponsor tier segment, right, in your podcast where you're like, in today's episode, we're going to be cracking open a Choco Taco, right? Choco Taco.
I hope I don't choke on a Toco.
Yeah, or like whatever, right? Yeah. And just say, shout out.
Today's Diet Pepsi brought to you by Kirby Thompson.
Yeah, right? Something like that. That'd be fun. I think that'd be fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirby, it goes straight to the MOS HQ. That's where it goes. Money doesn't get shared with Anchor. Goes to me.
Speaking of which, though, too, we also owe these people pretty bad.
Which people?
These people right here. We owe them a Dane Eats, like,
we do owe them a Dane Eats bad.
Like, it's like honestly, we just haven't.
You just got to start bringing your stuff in so we can get going on this.
But I don't know if they want the Tony's wings or if they want to do another chain. Because
I would love to. Well, we could do a chain because it's easy, fast, simple.
Yeah.
Dane's technically, he can't hear us if we cover this up.
Yeah, if we cover his ears on there.
We could do something. We could find a chain that he loves, like Red Robin.
Oh, I hate Red Robin.
I do too.
I don't even want Red Robin. Like, that's because we have to eat the food too.
We could do a round two.
Whatever happened to Tony Roma's?
I think it died too. We could go
rib place.
We could go to
Outback Steakhouse.
We could take him to Outback. We could take him to Chuckarama. We could take him to Golden Corral.
With the chocolate fountain, yeah. I would love to see that.
Yeah, Dane. We'd probably have to film those. Those are buffets.
I just don't know what other chains that he really hates. Like he hated.
Dane, what other chains do you hate?
Because
we could do a round two of Cracker Barrel.
But he hated Cracker Barrel so much, and that was like one really good chain. Yeah. And then we said, okay, we'll take you to the chain of chains. And so then we did the episode with the Ruth's Chris, the chain of chains.
Yeah.
So then what's next from there that isn't
take him to
Kitchen?
Wendy's and get him a Baconator?
No, he loves Wendy's.
Oh,
he freaking loves Wendy's.
And Main Street Burger.
But he doesn't like the chains that are the middle class chain.
Applebee's.
Applebee's is pretty bad.
Could take him to Applebee's. He could have one of those. We could take him to TGI Fridays. I think there's one out in Nampa.
There's what's it, Chili's? No.
Ooh, Chili's would be a good one. We could take him there.
Chili's would mess some stuff up, I feel like.
Yeah, we could do that. I like that.
I mean, I just don't know if he's in the mood for steaks or what he's in the mood for. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah. Ivan saying, thanks for the advice. I'll place an order and try those methods out. And then Butch, have you used a rinseless called Pure Rinseless from Fine Lab? And will a rinseless wash reduce a coating's effectiveness? Thanks. No, and no. So we have not tried Pure Rinseless. We've heard good things about it. And no, a rinseless wash will not reduce your coating's effectiveness. It'll help it, honestly. G. Davis. I saw Rupes dropped out of SEMA. Have you heard of any others in the detail world who aren't going this year? Yeah, there's quite a bit. A lot of companies pulled out just because of, again, it's the fact that there's a lot of folks, a lot of people. For those of you wondering on a good year, let's take 2019, the last SEMA. 180,000 participants over 4 days in the Las Vegas Convention Center. Over 1,600 vendors, or 1,800 vendors.
Yeah.
So this time, I think there's probably about 1,200 vendors. So there may still be about 100,000 people that attend SEMA.
Yeah.
So the numbers are much less, but they're enacting a mask mandate, meaning that if you are in the Las Vegas Convention Center, you will be wearing a mask. All exhibitors will be wearing a mask. They're asking that if you choose to do so, that you get vaccinated. Just for your companies and stuff, but they're not mandating or asking that anybody be vaccinated. Now, Apex, sister show to SEMA, is requiring vaccinations to even get in. You need to be vaccinated
is Apex
to attend.
still more of a worldwide thing? Or
it's more of a worldwide thing, but it's at the Sands.
Yeah.
And it's in that side. And it's more of a equipment expo. But they're asking for full vaccine. Like, you need to show your vaccination card when you walk to walk in.
And wear a mask.
And wear a mask. So there are a lot of companies that are kind of looking at that going like, well, we can't really do everything, so let's just take a year off. Now, SEMA does allow 1 year off. Now, you've got to remember last year, they offered to do SEMA 360, and all the companies that could sign up for it did and wanted to, and we did all that. So this time, we are going to be attending. We're going to be a smaller team. We're going to be a smaller crew, but we've got a bigger booth, and we'll have some fun. So myself, Jeff, John, Josh, and Juan and Dane will all be at SEMA. I'll have Dane's crystal ball ready to rock and roll.
It's a dream team.
You guys can ask some questions. But we've got a lot of us that are just staying home. So
people just going up to the ball and just being like, "Hey, Dane, miss you.
Bring it.
Miss you, man. Hope all's good." And Dane's like over there behind the curtain, like grabbing video equipment. He's like, "I'm right here, guys. I'm
like
literally right over here.
Works.
I'm just grabbing my dad's saying I gotta grab some video footage over there really quick. Just give me 1 second." I'm like, Dane's been gone for a long time now, and this is the only thing that we have left of him. If you want to send donations to Master of Shine, it's like it just all goes to you. Dane would have wanted it this way.
Yeah, but we're gonna be there. Again, we'll be masked. Lars graciously sent us 100 ColorLock masks, and we're having about 30 of those made with Rag Company logos on top of them. And so we'll be giving some of those out. We'll have a very limited supply. But we'll have those masks for ourselves, and then we'll probably be handing out a few to some of our customers that do show up. But we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting SEMA this year. So, we'll have fun with it. Nathan Miller asking, what cars will you have in your SEMA booth this year? I can't tell you that till SEMA. Sorry.
Yeah.
GR. By the way, guys, next time Dane is out, just place a bobblehead in the center and boom, Dane is there. Well, it's kind of like a bobblehead. This is a swirling mist that is continuing to move. Oh my gosh. All right. Stephen Wilkie saying, hey there from the UK. What's up, man? And then G Davis asking, will the MOS podcast accept donations for a guest appearance? Yes, I will. Dino saying, hey guys, tuning in a little late. What's your go-to method on cleaning rubber trim around windows? When I clean the windows, my towels always get black lines from the trim. How to clean the rubber trim around the windows. So I like to use a little bit of degreaser, or even I'll just use O&R and stick the towel in there and kind of clean as much as I can to get it out. But you can't really always, it's hard to fight it.
Yeah.
So, Dane says, I despise Applebee's, Chili's, and Sizzler, etc. Okay.
God, I know, but those are too easy, though. Most people despise those.
Mm-hmm. G. Davis says Red Robin is the truck stop shower of mid-priced restaurants.
Let's take them to McGrath's Fish House.
They're out of business. They have a new one that's moving into it. It still says McGrath's on it, and then they've got a banner that says like what the new fish shop is that's moving in.
Oh, dang it.
It's pretty bad. My wife even commented on it. Jamie the Cleaner says, I've never had one positive Applebee's experience. I don't doubt it. G. Davis says, Dane received a lifetime ban from the Sizzler and Paramus.
Oh, man.
Ken says, lol, I hope they don't think this virus is going anywhere. I'm confused by that. Dave Morrow says, hey guys from Australia. Anthony, thanks for the email for the help the other day with Dr. Color Chip and coding.
No problem, Dave. No problem. I saw you email me back. Sorry I didn't get back to you, but yeah, I'm glad I could help you out, and hopefully that was helpful info.
Al Rosas, yeah, I was trying to say Rupes Uno Pure. The reason why I asked that question was because I saw from a YouTuber that you don't have to wipe and you could put a ceramic coating on top of it. On Pure, yes. Rupes Uno Pure, correct. Rupes Uno Protect, you cannot.
I know, but I would still paint prep. I would still use.
You can, yeah. I'd paint prep. It's just saying that it's clean. That's all.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, pure is to designate that it doesn't have protectants.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
So I'd take Anthony's advice. G. Davis says, "Can I have Dane's DVD copy of Herbie the Lug Bug?" If he goes, yes. Dave Morrow, what's the best coating for a sunroof? I have CSL Expo over the rest of the XO over the rest of the car. You can put it on the sunroof.
I coated straight over it. When I was using CSL and XO on my sunroof, I just went straight over it. Didn't even care.
Yeah.
No issues.
Dane says it may or may not be a certain YouTuber's project.
Ooh, interesting, Dane. Maybe you know more than we do.
Oh.
Steven says, I am loving my new car.
Awesome, man.
Great,
congrats
Steven.
on it, dude.
And then Rosas says, any news on any brand new products from Coach Chemi? So yeah, we have Top Star coming next, along with something else. It's a new soap. We won't go too much into detail, but it's coming as well. Hopefully next week.
Gerald Herring said steam for the rubber window trim is great. Yeah, that's a good idea too. It's a great idea. Then Dane says, I swear if one of you says Skippers.
No, Skippers, we don't want to give you food poisoning, Dane. We just want to give you Joe's Crab Shack.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But is he like Joe's Crab Shack? And you don't like Joe's Crab Shack.
I can't eat fish or shellfish.
Yeah, so you get super sick. Dang it. Another chain that's like that. I don't know.
Dino says a YouTuber already said his car will be in the TRC booth at SEMA.
Weird. I wonder what YouTuber that was.
I don't know.
There's probably a lot of YouTubers that are having their car at TRC booth.
In our TRC booth at SEMA?
Oh.
This is ours. We haven't seen it yet, so Dino, if you know something we don't, it's pretty good.
Can you tag us to the YouTuber who's saying this, claiming this?
Jamie the Cleaner says, find one of those burger joints with the ostrich burgers and other weird meats. That's a good one.
Dude, I don't know. I have to really think about what Dane needs to eat.
Yeah.
That's in that realm of...
It could be, we're going to have to go through a phone book. Dane says, hold on, Terry Schwartz says, is it okay to get Beadmaker on trim? Yes.
Absolutely.
And then Dane says, segued right from food poisoning to Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah, that's what we do, Dane. You know that.
That's how we do it, yeah. It'd be fun to go through. We'll have to pull out a phone book or something and see some of these old-fashioned places to go eat at. There's Applebee's right down the street, eating good in the neighborhood. We go down there.
Chuck E. Cheese.
We could take him to Chuck E. Cheese. Have a little fun with the games. Maybe a little Dave and Buster's.
What's the place called on Furious with a P? Pojo's.
That's not a food place, though.
They sell
They
food.
do sell food. This is a snack bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we could. Pojo's is like Las Vegas for children.
I know. I went to college with a girl whose parents owned it.
Oh my gosh, no!
My kid told a story about
my kid's fiend
for
Pojo's. It's like I can drop $20 so fast in tokens.
Yeah.
And then give them to my kids, and they're just like, ah. But my kids now don't even play the games. They go solely to the ones that give them the most tickets.
Yeah.
They are fiends with it. It's pretty crazy. So.
Yeah.
Dane says Chuck E. Cheese would be awful but nostalgic. It's buttered cheese pizza.
I don't know, guys. Think of some more chains. Help us out. I really don't know, but we need to do it soon because what's going to happen is we're coming up on Christmas. We definitely have to have a Christmas Dane Each special, right? Probably with some comfort foods. Mm-hmm. Maybe Levi's famous Sloppy Joes.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I can
make
some MOS Sloppy Joes.
Yeah,
for
some
him.
good comfort food. That'd be good.
He's sworn multiple times that he is not a loose meat sandwich kind of guy.
Dino says, I would really love to see Dane trying Balkan food.
Balkan food.
Balkan food. How much for that to happen? So, Dino, right? Have you ever had suho meso, right? Also known as dry meat that they eat in Bosnia, right?
Yeah.
Delicious, first off. And then there's this place actually in Boise called Sofra's, right? That serves the chavapi. You ever had chavapi? Oh my God, it's so freaking good.
What we should do
is
like
these little mini sausages.
We should talk to Johnny.
Bread.
We should get Jake and Johnny to come join us and have Johnny give us a tour of Bosnian Delights.
Ooh, Bosnian Delights. That sounds like a new G. Davis book. Probably being written right now.
G. Davis says, I would love to see Anthony and Dane Chuck E. Cheese's House of Balls. Nick says, Hooters, that is no longer in business.
God, I wish it
here
was.
In Boise.
That sucks.
And Dane shows the worst excuse for a sandwich due to its consistency. That's talking about the meat, Sloppy Joe. He's not a loose meat kind of guy.
Oh, he's not a loose meat kind of guy, but
he said many times he hates loose meat sandwiches, despises them.
What are you thinking that maybe like we go to? Is Olive Garden too basic for him?
Possibly, yeah. We could take him to Olive Garden for a little soup and salad.
Well, there's also
breadsticks.
There's a Johnny Carino's.
I don't think Johnny Carino's is in business anymore.
Really?
There's a lot of them that are gone from the Boise area. Dino says, I had a lot of that. I am from Balkan living in Australia.
Good.
Austria, I mean, sorry. And then Yoshi, Dane, why are you not there? I wanted to know the ins and outs of some random car I've never seen.
He's right here. All that information
Yoshi.
is right inside here,
He's
Yoshi.
Right here. Dane, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah. We've captured Dane's spirit and we put it inside this. So Dane, go ahead and give us some words just so they can see that you're still here in the chat. It's going to take a minute. There's a slight delay for Yoshi.
Yeah, just waiting. Just Dane, if you could speak for Yoshi, that'd be great. Ah, there he is. He said, I prefer tight meat.
Yeah? That's what you leave us with? That's how you let people know that you're still with us? I think I don't know who that was. I don't know if it was Sebastian or
Han says, when will the new book of detailing horrors by the MOS come out? Man, I got a lot of things I got to do. I got to change a lot of names, change a lot of places. I got to create a lot of fictional characters for that to come out because I don't want people coming back at me telling the scary stories. David Sanchez saying, Levi's mother-in-law's homemade chili. You got this. Oh, man, that's the good stuff.
Your mother-in-law's homemade chili?
Man. Really? Her homemade chili's like the thing. Me and Hadley are the only ones that eat it.
You've never talked about your mother-in-law's
homemade chili. Oh, I've talked about
chili.
It. She only makes it in October.
Really?
Yeah. It's got to be a cool, frosty day for her to get in the wanting to make that. And when she does, she also makes cornbread with it.
I love cornbread.
And so that's when I'm all in.
Cornbread.
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm like,
do you like honey on top of the cornbread?
I don't put honey on it, but I can. I don't mind it.
I like when cornbread is sweet.
Yeah, I like sweet cornbread. She makes it sweet.
Chevy's.
No.
Chevy's.
Not done that.
Chevy's. Do we have a Chevy's here in town?
We don't have a Chevy's. And Dane likes Chevy's.
Oh, Dane does like Chevy's. Boston Market.
It's a great idea if we had one.
Yeah. We don't have anything here.
Yeah, they've all left.
All we have are these weird niche places from all the hipsters coming up and opening these weird, strange places called Liquid.
Let's just remember Dane said this. Let's see. Who else do we got here? G. Davis says Anthony is responsible for 74% of the Bosnian meat websites.
That is absolutely true.
Dane Show says, oh gosh, how I wish I could help. Yoshi says, I prefer tight meat can be misconstrued in so many ways. Josh Brodel says, there's a Johnny Carino's still open in Meridian, but the service has been gone for many, many years.
Oh, man.
G. Davis, I prefer tight meat. Dane's slogan at the high school science fair in 2006.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. Dino, just to clarify what Han said, KCX CSP is the same as Topstar, just more shine, nothing else. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So we probably won't be getting CSP then if that's the case, just because Topstar has already been such a freaking pain to get over here that I doubt that it'll be worth it fighting over a little bit more sheen. So, and I like the finish of Topstar, so I'm fine with going with just that.
Yeah.
Dane Show says cornbread rules. with fresh honey only. Mm-hmm. Well, Dane, that's so weird because it's like arguably some of the best cornbread I've had from a chain happens to be Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel's cornbread is delightful.
It is delightful, but you didn't like Cracker Barrel.
Weird. And they come with honey. You can have honey on there.
You can have honey and butter.
And
real butter.
Yep. Then Yoshi says, how does Dane feel about Chipotle? He likes it.
It's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy.
And then Dane says he loves Chevy's table-made guacamole. And then the G. Davis says, Crystal Ball Dane is very risque. I know, right? It's like he feels like he has a reason to be able to say stuff now.
Yeah, that's true.
So he'll eat tacos, but he doesn't like a Sloppy Joe. Both made with arguably loose meat.
It is loose. It's literally both of them have loose meat. If anything, the Sloppy Joe is less loose because it's being essentially held together by a thicker.
So when I make my Sloppy Joes for my children, take my knife and I kind of carve out a small bread bowl a little recess for the meat to rest upon. Mm-hmm. That way, on both sides of the bun, I can pour that meat mixture in, and then I can set the cheese on top, and then put that down, thereby creating a bond with the glue and of the cheese and the bread and the meat. Then I can give it to my kids. So,
yeah, God, there's just got to be.
Dane says Chipotle isn't terrible, but it isn't great either. It's basically a giant burrito full of amnesia because it's forgettable. Wow, it's because he's got a belly full of al pastor tacos from El Taquerita.
Yeah, it's true. Dane, he's just so picky for a crystal ball. It's just weird, right?
It is. It's strange.
How can
I like that he hasn't lost any of his normal quirks and things through this whole process.
No, he's still complete 100% with it.
Dino says, do you guys know if Dr. Color Chip has some distributor in the EU? No, we could talk to Tony Pando and find out.
I don't know. So I know that there is a couple of their systems over in Europe that are very similar to Dr. Color Chip. They probably maybe even use the same chemistry in terms of how they get the color to match, how they get the color to stick, and the solutions that they come with. I know that Canada has a different version of Dr. Color Chip. It goes by something else, but it's very similar in the process. So I would try to maybe just look around. I don't see why Dr. Color Chip wouldn't be based in the EU, though, because it's spelled COLOUR, right?
Yeah, Color Chip. Color. No, it's spelled Color Chip.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, right?
CLOR.
Try to
change the name?
No, try to change the name to Dr. Color Chip and see if that pops up like a European distributor.
Yeah.
It might.
You never know.
Yeah.
Dane says a taco brings different expectations from a sandwich. The exterior gives you a hint as to what you can expect inside.
What does that even mean, Dane?
Well, I don't know. But then Graham Marshall wants us to know that it's nearly 11 p.m. here, and all this food talk is making him hungry. Well, dude. Graham, get out there. Go get yourself some ground beef. Grab some manwich sauce, some shredded cheese, couple hamburger buns, and you're good to go, man.
My problem is that I can't stop with
No, I have like five or six sloppy
Like there's
joes.
no stopping me, and I don't know why. Like, why does it not fill me up?
I don't know. It's because you feel like when you see you're only putting like a spoonful of meat in, and then you're eating the bun, and so you.
Do you like the extra thick?
And it's the bread has to like.
Do you go the extra thick sloppy joe or the original manwich sauce?
I go extra thick and chunky.
Thick and chunky, yeah, same.
And I use ground turkey, so it's a little healthier.
Really? Do you think that you could put a little bit of brown sugar in there just to sweeten it up a little bit?
Yeah.
I think that'd be delicious.
Totally. I think you totally could. Dane says when he bites into a sandwich, I don't expect loose meat.
Yeah. So I really hope that somebody can actually I really hope somebody screenshots this. I'm actually going to put it a little bit closer right there for a screenshot. We can actually remove that comment there. So I want to give somebody a chance to screenshot that and then be able to create Dane's Crystal Ball Dane as a YouTube profile.
Yeah.
Here, I'll let you screenshot it, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you a different angle here. We'll go with that. Which angle? I think this one with the pumpkin, maybe.
They all three have pumpkins on them.
So there's another angle of Dane's Crystal Ball that you could use as a YouTube profile. So, all right.
G. Davis says, I hope the Crystal Ball joins the Facebook group.
Me too.
And Yoshi said, did Dane branch out and start his own podcast to put people to sleep? I don't know. I assume mine's putting Yoshi to sleep.
Yeah, what is that supposed to mean, Yoshi?
Darren says, thanks, guys, for the advice. We'll try the Aniline cleaner. What would you recommend for protection? So Aniline is hard. Aniline is very hard to put a protectant all over. So you have to be very careful because it's a liquid protection. So I would talk to Ram. I would reach out to them and Lars at ColorLock, and they can steer you the right way. They might actually have Aniline protectors as well. So
can we get a zoom in on the Dane cam before we end this? Looks like Yoshi wants one.
Graham says there's leftover pizza in the fridge. Go for it, Graham.
Can we move the comment out of the way?
Oh, there we go.
Levi. Which way does this have to go?
There you go.
About right there.
Perfect.
So there's Dane's crystal ball. For anybody that wants to grab a quick screenshot there, and I'm going to go ahead and spin it for you to give you a different angle. It's menacing.
There you go.
And there's Dane's crystal ball there.
G. Davis says, Dr. Color Chip is Luke Berge's brownie and dipped asparagus franchise. Color Chip. Hans says, Dr. Color Chip has a UK dealer. And Yoshi says, someone changed to the Dane cam. Dane Show says, I'd like to talk about how our viewership has fallen in half as soon as we started about things we want to talk about. And Kirby Thompson says, emailed the screen of Dane. Thank you, Kirby. And G. Davis, the crystal ball is free with a 90-day subscription to Dane's shower cam site. And with that, it is over. Live Q&A Thursday. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Remember, you can go to the website right now, pick up your very own Dream Maker shirt if you'd like. And make sure you take advantage of the sale. If you haven't signed up for the sale, make sure you go to the website, ragcompany.com, scroll down, sign up for the details, get a 15% off coupon, as well as when we're dropping new sales because we got a lot coming out for the rest of the year. So be ready for it. Absolutely. Anything else, Anthony?
No, just make sure to obviously listen to this on all of our podcast avenues. Share it with a friend who wants to hear some fun stuff, or obviously get in on the inside jokes that we have here at the Q&A. Yep. Hopefully we can revive Dane and pull him out of this crystal ball
just in time for Monday, because we'll have Ram from ColorLock here in the studio with us.
We will. All right, guys, so take it easy.
Have a good weekend.
See you later.